not, when I was a child, my mother loved going to yard sales and to consignment sales. The majority of my clothes were from there or hand-me-downs, and that was just kind of something that was very normal for my childhood. One day, she picked up a keyboard at a consignment sale, probably about 45 minutes away from our house, from where we lived. It came with a simplified book on how to learn music, on how to play certain songs. It had a few songs in there. And I had never played a piano. I had never played a keyboard. I guess I was about like 8 or 9 years old. So we got the keyboard in the car, and it had batteries. And so I immediately started playing. And the book taught me how to play and how to play actual music. So I taught myself how to play the keyboard, first of all, and how to play Yesterday from the Beatles, all before the time that we got home. And I've always kind of been like that. I obsess over something and I make it work as fast as possible. And so at the very beginning, it had like G, the word or the letter G, and what key that was. And that's how I taught myself, through that book. And of course, it was a very simplified, basic version of Yesterday. It wasn't like, Mozart over here. But, I practiced. I took it down off of a shelf, dusted it off, said, this is something I want to do. And I taught myself very, very step by step. And I allowed myself grace. And I kept going until I decided that I wanted to go to an arts middle school. And then that's where I learned how to get a little bit better and a little bit better. And I dabbled in other arts. But I always loved the piano. I always loved music, loved the piano, loved keyboard, love all of that. When I got into high school, I would sit for 2 hours, usually 3 days a week, sometimes 5 days a week, and practice one song. We could only practice one song for that whole 2 hours. So, as you know, you go from very basic. You're not quite sure how it's supposed to go from hear it in order to even kind of get the gist of the song. I can't sit there and read the notes completely. So I had to allow myself grace. And I had to sit there and try to practice and practice one song over and over and over again until it was ingrained and the song. One night, I would do in one song, but I practiced one song. They think about that and want from this, and that you're going to have obstacles. There was one year I'm really bad about walking barefoot like anywhere, and I stepped on a bee on my right foot, which is, if you play music, that's your pedal foot. And so like literally the weekend of my performance. And so my foot was swollen. I had to sit there and pump the pedal on the piano in front of, I don't know how many people. So you're going to have obstacles. And what are you going to do during that time? Are you going to say, I can't do this anymore? Or are you going to accept with what you have and push past that certain thing? So I want you to comment below, or if we're friends on Facebook, I want you to write about your piano, about your keyboard. What are you going to do? What are you going to practice nonstop to get better? Because there's only one way that you're going to reach that goal. You're going to climb that mountain, and that's going to be actually getting up, doing the work on days that you don't want to, on days that your foot might be swollen, on days that you're sick, whatever that is. But what is your piano in 2016? What are you going to go after? I want you to either write it on my wall, comment below, post it in Fierce Renegade, whatever. But I can't wait to see what your piano of 2016 will be.